welcome to the show. If you've anything you'd like me to look at, let me know. Nick G started. He's got one in with IDIA on the 6th exchange. Hey, his dad's in it too. No bother, of course I will, Nick. I've also got a chart up behind me, which is a huge trade. Number of people on Discord, our Discord, if you're there, shout out to you. Number of people over there to thank for this one. You know, number of them. So get yourself over there and just thank everybody. Thank everybody over there, because you don't know which one of them it is. So get over there and thank them all, and then look at this chart. There's 15 minutes left today on the trading, so we can look at anything else that you want me to glance at. Let me know. Would be happy to do it. So let's get the show started. What a show it is to big moves. Big moves. With this, make me. Where will I put you guys? I'll put you over here. Oh, look how many of you there are. Jeepers creepers. Can you even read the screen? Can you even read that? You'd need a big TV to be able to do so. There it is. LPSN Liveperson. Huge ticker there. Oh, we got a thingy through. Tyrannosaurus Rex subscribed. So we've got a subscriber, everybody. T-Rex. Shout out to T-Rex subscribing. What a smart person they are, huh? A smart person there. This is Liveperson, right? This is Liveperson. There's the trade setup. It's Tradespotting and the Rocky Outcrop Discord together, operating in lockstep. One foot in front of the other, always moving forward. And here, day after insane, unusual success in the markets, the sort of thing that's most years, decades, eons, would be unheard of success. And here we are, the very next day, doing even better. This is going to be even better, right? Shocking. Yeah, so look here, look at this thing, right? It's currently trading at something down there, absolutely hardly anything. Well, let's call it 0.8167, and Tradespotting thinks it's getting up to around $2.50, which is quite handy, right? So there's the stock there. You can buy it on NASDAQ. It's LPSN. It's not financial advice. It's a ticker that you could buy at 0.81 that could go to 250. And you could get option contracts on it. If you're an idiot, then that's what you'll do, and you'd get the strikes 66, 168 odd days out. You'd get them, would be well in the money by the time that target was hit, you would hope. So you would be keeping that strike price quite low. And you'd only do that if you were a complete idiot, right? And it's not financial advice. And if you do that, not only are you an idiot, I want you to feel a great deal of shame as you're doing it, okay? But it's there, it's possible, it's available to you. It's just not my risk, I'm not taking it, so you have to be aware of what it was and what you were doing. There's the ticker itself, and if you're happy with the move from 0.81 to 2. Let's call it 230, play it on the safe side. If you were happy with that percentage increase, then you wouldn't need options, would you? Because there are literally hundreds of these on the show, and you only need 9 or 10. You'll be a millionaire starting with $1,000. So why would you go into options, right? That would be ridiculous. So don't be like that. So what else did we get in there? That's a fact request from Nick said. I'd buy more at $2, but I'm sure he'd like some insight into the stock. That's for this idea stuff. Thank you for all you do, Nick. There's so many Nicks around that you can't even be sure which one this is, so there's a degree of anonymity here. He realised a lot of money from his gains on Gamestop, and he has a lot of left of unrealised gains of a significant factor, and he's done really well. Right now, he's told me the exact figures in there. I don't want to reveal them, right, though it would be very good for the channel, of course, and there are many stories like this. So if you're happy to share your results there, you're welcome to do it in the chat box, but I'm not going to do it in messages that come in, because I understand that not everybody managed to capitalize on that move, not just in the greater world, which was all obviously true, but in each of these communities, there are people who were in other things or whose money was invested at higher prices, that so they weren't able to take advantage of, the swing from the low. And there's others still who had financial pressures outside of their investment portfolio that they could never have anticipated or predicted, and who weren't able to exploit those opportunities. All of those people, and all of the people who did do well, are a lot of them share something in common, and that is that they're traders who walk forward every step with me, who are on the Rocky Outcrop Discord, who watch this show, who are in the chat box with you now. And that's the way it goes, right? We're only as strong as the weakest link, and we lift each other up. So I'm not here to share those stories. It's your stories to share, and those are your teammates out there. Right, into this thing, right? This is ridiculous. You can't see it because I'm so big, but that's the way it is nowadays. I'm huge, and what we've done is insane, right? It's insane what we've done. Nobody does what we've done, right? There is no, people will strive for relevance. They'll create content they think's entertaining. They'll think it's educational. They maybe think it's impactful. They might even think it's going to have some social benefit. They will, but they'll never make the commitment that we have made. They'll never make the difference we have made. The length of their stride will never match ours. And as they turn to look, we get faster still. So there's this next chart, LPSM. This is a huge move. You remember I said enter Oatly at 63 cents. Now people are upset that it's stuck at around 1.25. That's 100%, right? And it's been up and down, made loads and loads of money. We do this all the time, over and over again, right? So remember when you're hero worshipping, the people in the Rocky Outcrop Discord, their frequency of success outstrips any of these people you'll hear about on the internet. Oh my goodness, the internet. Right, so look, there's price action. I'll even go over here for you. Oh, look, I'm going to look at that price action. I'm going to say, what do I say when I look at it? Well, it's behind me. Price action is behind me. That's not what I intended. Okay, guys, pause the show. We've got 8 minutes of market left. Pause the show. Pause. Pause, guys. Whoa, right, I can see where we're going now. I'm headed back in time. Whoa, no, I don't need to be big. I need to be down here. You can still see the price scale, right? Nod if you can still see the price scale. This is this thing. I mean, I can zoom in and make it clearer. 4 hour time frame, we've got this reversal. It's a terrible, terrible chart. It's awful. This thing's awful. It's got horrible continuation divergence. Pushing it back down again. It's there, proving it, putting in lower lows, lower highs, lower lows with huge gaps above. It's disgusting. Macro trend line, it's a get out of town and never come back trend line. That's disgusting, right? You don't want to be anywhere near that. That's like sewage. That's like sewage running down the street, and you don't want to have anything to do with it, right? You want to get the hell out of that way, right? Just sewage steam train. You want to avoid that. And the daily time frame, even worse, absolutely disgusting. This is downward sloping broadening formation that it's somehow managed to break out of and get worse than, those sort of ones. You're like, it can't get any worse. Well, it did now. That's how bad it is. And, well, it's definitely not financial advice, because if it was, it would be the worst financial advice in the world. But here we've got a potential. Tradespotting and the Rocky Outcrop Discord think Tradespotting, Rocky Outcrop Discord and Tradespotting. And unfortunately, there's no other combination of those words, but if there was, I'd say it. But believe that there might be an opportunity here. They believe there might be. You can thank the people on that Discord. Like I say, go on there and thank them. You don't know exactly who it is, so you have to thank everyone. You have to thank everyone. Frege. I love you, Frege. Wiki Wilkes, you legend. You're looking at these things and you're thinking, ooh, what a big move. Oh, Jeepers Creepers me. That's a broadening wedge, but it's still breaking at the bottom. The problem with all of that, this whole thing is this downward sloping trend with lower highs, lower lows, and it's disgusting, like I say. But then when you get to the 15-minute time frame, well, that's actually higher highs, isn't it? That's higher highs and higher lows. And putting it in context, that's an inverted head and shoulders. It's a complicated head and shoulders. it's a W bottom, and it's potentially putting in, you know, a degree of harmonic resonance at the same time. So if this thing does move up, having broken one trend line, express the full length of this measured move, get it at 113 up around 0.95, that'd be good. If it continues on from those levels, like you could take your entry anyway, like maybe it comes back down here, doubt it, but maybe it comes back down to there, possibly. If you're to be looking at this little leg of the move, that's a bull flag, that's a 236, that's a 786, and if you did go below there, that would be unusual. You could have your stop right at the 382 on that guy, or the golden pocket, or the top side of a trend line, right? Now let's say you take it like that, you'd be getting a risk reward of 110 to 1. 110 to 1 risk reward. Does that sound like something you're interested in? Right, you're so lucky, Tradespotting out the very next day with the Rocky Outcrop and Tradespotting, Rocky Outcrop Discord and Tradespotting here delivering the goods. The very next fucking day before the market closes. Hey, holy shit. You know? Holy shit. So that's what you want to be talking to your dad about, Nick. Dat in. You see? But of course he's already in the thing. The silly bag holder, eh? What's he not like? Where did you find him? Jokes. Right, so this thing, there's a gap to the top side. 886, 2 spot 22. 2618 comes in at around 255. So there's a downward sloping diagonal. Don't want to get greedy, right? You don't want to get greedy. If you've just made millions on GameStop yesterday and today, then you don't want to make, you don't want to put all of that into like one options contract on Liveperson, right? On LPSN, Liveperson. $1 million on an option contract on Liveperson on one single strike. You don't want to do that, right? $1 million on that option contract. Have you seen how many are available? $1 million. So you don't want to do that. This is not financial advice. It's supposed to be the worst financial advice in the world. Now, you can look up the data about this thing, right? Fundamentals and so on. I'm not going to fucking do that. I can't give a flying fuck about the fundamentals on this thing, right? I don't give a fuck about them here, and I won't give a flying fuck about them at 250. I don't care who the CEO is. I don't give a flying fuck what the float is. I don't give a fuck. I'm taking that trade to 250, okay? It's not financial advice. If it was, like I say, it would be terrible financial advice, right? Terrible. If you're looking for financial advice, you can go and follow the Fair-Weathered Kitty. You know your Fair-Weathered Kitty? You go and follow Fair-Weathered Kitty, and he'll tell you about, like, maybe... No, I don't think he does. Don't even think he does financial advice. He definitely doesn't do it unless it's, well, it definitely takes the time off, right? You get a lot of holidays anyway in that job, don't you? Sheesh, somebody should have told me. Anyway, you're looking at this thing, 250, and the guy's telling you about it says it's not financial advice, because it would be terrible. So if you were watching this show thinking you were going to get some financial advice, then more fool you. That's ridiculous, You should chastise yourself for that ridiculous behaviour. You're looking at this thing making 886 and get up to 2 spot 22, closing a gap. Do you need to... That's 80-20 rule, it's done 80% of the move at that point. Now it takes another... To go that final 20%, that takes so much longer, relative to the improvement in your position for the amount of time in the trade. Why would you hold on to it up to 250? Maybe you take profit at 222. Maybe you would, right? Maybe you would. Or maybe you fucking wouldn't, because maybe the thing actually goes up back above that price. Maybe... maybe this fucking thing goes up and tests $11. Maybe it goes to $11. Imagine $1 million that option card on that one single strike, $1 million. And then boom, and it, imagine, right? You were already getting, right, like fuck you money again the day after, right? The day after yesterday. This is today. It's the day before tomorrow, but it's the day after yesterday, and everybody on fucking earth knows what happened yesterday. So you're here today making a difference. Well done, right? And look at that thing. 1 minute left. Let me know if you want to look at anything else, right? Ace Ventura. Someone give me a membership. Thank you. You're welcome. Sorted. A member. Legend. Nick G. That was from before. So you obviously don't have any particular requests. Good to see you there, though. Great to see you. Is this live? Can't tell because it looks like noon where Jamie is. There's your proof. You pudding, you. So look, this thing, $11, right? Maybe it goes up to $11, right? But like maybe you take profit at $11, right? That'd be good because then your trade, you'd have done really well. You'd have done so well. Congratulations, you get a big pat on the back. Where's the lows in that here? It's like this trade, right? So if you got that move, that'd be 270, 280%. Okay, you would get a really big clap. You could finally tell people around you, look, I trade, and they'd be like, this guy, eh? 2 weeks ago he was a something making cheese sandwiches, and you'd be like, no, I trade, and you could show them, and they would think, holy shit, you're a genius, 270%. Or you could just take it here to $11, and then it would be up 1,485%. Holy shit, What's the chances of that? Probably fuck all. Probably absolutely fuck all chance of that. There might be some guy walking around on planet Earth who thinks that he could give you a reason why this fucking, whatever the fuck it is, LPSN, Liveperson, I didn't even fucking go to their website, right? Because I don't give a fuck. They could walk around and tell you there's a reason that that's going to $11 and change. I'm not that guy. I don't know if I have that reason or that story or like I say, I don't give a fuck either. But, maybe it goes there. Probably, it would be amazing if it did. Not financial advice, but, it would be amazing. And that's where I'll be taking it to. And then, looking at 11, that's interesting. Maybe it gets back into the top side of this formation, right? Maybe it gets in and maybe it ends up going to like $29. Maybe it goes to 20. No, I know. Crazy, right? Now that would be fucking stupid. Anyone who actually uttered those words in any degree of seriousness, they'd be crazy. There'd be other signs, right? There'd be other signs. You'd be able to look at them and you'd know something's up. That guy's crazy. He's crazy. There would be signs. So you probably wouldn't be looking for that trade. It'd be crazy financial advice. But that's what I'll be doing. So isn't that interesting? Up around there. Whoa, shocking, right? Shocking. That's crazy moves. Fucking crazy. So what else happened today? GameStop, what did you finish at? But you got up to, well, we talked about $65, didn't we, GameStop? Yes, we did. We talked about $66 and so on. Come on, GameStoppy. I'm going to move you out of the way here. Top side target there opened in at around $66. You see? Something in this. There's something in this. There's some deja vu. I am suddenly getting these weird deja vu vibes where it's as if I told everybody exactly what was going to fucking happen on price action. It's super weird. Getting this crazy like a black cat or something. No, it's not that. It's thousands of YouTube videos telling you where it was going. That's what it is. It's like weird like that. It must be some a weird glitch in the system. It's weird. We live in a simulation, guys. Right, now, that's, yeah, big fanny. Right, so there it is, up at around $60 Like, what's the problem? You've got a problem? I don't understand. What's the problem? So it closed in at around $49.40. That's great. If you got a problem with that, probably not. Probably not got a problem with that. What's it doing post-market? Well, where does GameStop go to from here? Maybe it goes up huge amounts. Maybe it does. It's definitely done like the percentage move that was really knock your socks off crazy. That which drags, people who watch this show into action. It's done all that already. Let's be honest, it's done all that already, right? If it goes now from 49 to, 166, goes on to like, that's like interesting for the general public, but if you're a trader, and if you watch this show, and it's been going on this show now for 4+ years, right? And, I'm one of the people who've been talking about GameStop and have been in GameStop since before 2021, right? So before Ryan Cohen was in GameStop, you had people like me and Fairweather Kitty in GameStop, and I being one of those people, not sure what his opinion are, but I being one of those people is, you've already done the hard work, right? You, people who watch this show, you've done that hard work. You've earned your decision and the right to make your own decision, and you'll make it. In a glorious celebration of your own destiny, you'll make your decisions. I'm fucking proud of you for it. That was the whole point, right? So, But like, cool, you know, if it ends up going to 69,000, that's fantastic, right? The way you manage these positions is by managing your risk. You can drive your stop now up towards where you no longer want price to drop below, and you still, like, it's up to you. You go for it. Fucking go for it, buddy. Go for it. Yo, what a rate. Look at him go. Woo! Woo! So that's it. Holy shit, this live show is amazing. It's incredible. It's not even ironic. Serious, that's not ironic. That shit earlier, that's for real. Joe, there's historical evidence dating back thousands of years, and the people in charge don't want you to know the cure is really simple. Just take some dewormification and wait a week. I used to fall asleep to the soothing GME videos. Used to fall asleep? You used to fall asleep? What is this sleep I hear of? Huh? What is this sleep I hear of? You know? Jimmy, check out the fib extensions. Here, Jimmy, check out these fib extensions. Check out the fib extensions on this one, Jimmy. Here, Jimmy, check out the fib extensions on this one. Look, what the fuck is this? Does this look like your show? No, it's the Tradespotting show. Woo, you! Woo! It's my show! It's my show, and I'll talk about shite like Liveperson if I want to. I will. I'll talk about it. I might fucking talk about it every day for the next 6 months. Then how would you fucking like that? Every day for the next 6 months, Liveperson. I'm on the fucking brink of committing to that inextractably right now. Holy shit, I find myself going back to it. Liveperson. Man, it's such a crap thing I can't even remember the ticker. And it's going to become my life. It's going to change. Again, it's going to change the game. It's going to be a completely different narrative. Before, it was, holy shit, look what they did with Gamestop. Now it's going to be, holy shit, look what they can do to shit. And then it's going to be, yeah, we had a good shot there. Now we're taking everything. We're taking everything. You see how we take everything? You see how we take every single thing? Yep, that's coming for you next. And then the next one. And the guy behind you. And the guy behind you. And we're going to keep taking every single thing. So, do you know how I said, fuck the bastards? Well, it turns out that the rumour has it, it might just be that the bastards are on the other side of this one. And I'm going to take them for every single penny. Every single penny. All the way up to $29 because they won't close. And when it gets there, they'll get wrecked. And they know who they are. And I'm coming for you. And that fucking piece of shit is going right up your bumhole. Right? Watch it. For every day, I might do it. I might fucking commit to it. Every day, 7 days a week. Every fucking 770 days a year. I might 5 million months a week. Every minute of every hour of every second. I might be talking about that in an incoherent, rambling way that, for some reason, causes it to just inexplicably and irrationally go right up your bum bum. Watch it. Watch it might happen. And that's called continuation divergence. This double high, if it does turn over with a swirly or swing, you'll come down, you'll get an excellent entry, and it'll start putting in free rising valleys, and then it'll go crazy up to those targets. So you want to make sure that you're not trading this, actually, because that would be crazy. It's okay, I don't need your help, I can do it on my own. You don't even need to get involved. You can just tune in and watch how it goes, okay? You just tune in and watch how it goes. That's all you can just enjoy that. You can just enjoy that. Anyway, that's where it's going. You know, it's going to be fun. I'm going to have a great time all the way there. And then when it gets there and they think they can take a break, I'm going to double down. I'm going to triple down. I'm going to go higher, and it's going to go further. And it's going to keep fucking going. And then, like I say, every single thing. We're going to take every single thing. And we're not going to stop. And when you start screaming and asking us to back off, we're going to crush down on your neck even harder. Over and over. And know now that we won't take the foot off. It will never stop. It won't stop. It'll never stop. Okay? Do you see how serious I am? I'm fucking serious as shit. It's never going to stop. So we're looking at that. I'm looking at that. You can look at whatever the fuck you want. Like you say, I'll do it myself. And look at that, that's what'll come back and you get an entry there. It might come back even lower, right? It could definitely come back and test that golden pocket. You could get it in there around 0.557. That's a huge discount from where it is at the minute. If it does, fantastic. You don't need to manage your risk. You know, you can just be a complete idiot and like lose all your money and watch me make all the money, right? There's no like legal obligation, and people every day forget to do it or don't care or don't think it's serious, or you know, somehow they're just like gifted and God will smile on them and prevent any liquidation happening around them like some sort of arc. But that's not the way it works. No, they provide liquidity in the market. You could be one of those people. You can be one right now. I mean, there's a big queue lining up. You can get in there and you can be one of those people. But also, look, you know, there's a lot of opportunity if it does get there. So you want to be able to like exploit. No, you don't want to trade this. Why would you even trade this? You'd be crazy to trade this. Don't trade this, right? I'll do it on my own. It's perfectly fine. Don't trade this. I'm doing it on my own. This is me, just me doing this on my own. Don't worry. Right? You don't have to. You can just watch along, right? Because he likes the stonk, right? You can just watch along because he likes the stonks. You don't even have to fucking bother, right? And then when they come asking, you can say it was him. He did it. It was him. All him, governor. It had nothing to do with me. I just watched what he did as like, you know, entertainment. It was entertainment. I haven't lifted this show as entertainment. That's what it is. Right. So what does that happen? What does that work out as? Donna Bill, we're with you. Donna, I'm doing it on my own. Lo, it's great. It's great to be with you. Shout out, Donna. Great to be with you. But you know, I'm doing it on my own, so don't worry. Minner, $5. Bing bong, motherfucker. FCEL, if you so desire, kind sir. Okay, let's have a look. Maybe in a minute. And then go in to win. Tip $25. Hi Spa, hope you're well. Will you take a quick glance at CVS for me? You betcha. And then Sorted became a member. Yo, shout out Sorted. And then Ace Ventura, total legend. 9 months in the game. Someone gave me a membership. Thank you very much. That's 9 you'll have had there as guests. Joking, you were always in there. That was 9. That was like you. It was you. All you. That was your hard work. Hey, give me that back. Jamie, loved that you didn't shame. You call me too hard, lol. He's our version of the TI guy. Yo, Ace Ventura. Ace Ventura, Dave's the guy with the goo guppy guy is his friend. Da, da, da. New guppy's nice. Yeah, I found him very nice, right? I mean, in that interaction with you, Copy, I definitely enjoyed speaking to him. I thought it was positive to see somebody commit to technical analysis and, you know, wear the clothes, right? Wear the fucking clothes and walk the walk, as well as talking the talk. He really committed to it, and I got a lot of respect for that. So, you know, super positive. That's what I think. Super positive. You know, good effort. And if you ever see this, you Copy, fucking keep up the good work. Never stop, mate. Never fucking stop. I've got a course you should take. No, like you should. But like, long story short, right? Keep going. Never stop. And one day you'll be absolutely fantastic, right? One day you'll be fantastic. Keep it up, mate. And what else was the next thing? Right, the next thing. Nick G, Idia. Right, we're gonna look at Idia for Nick. Nick's a total legend, right? Nick's a total legend. Some of you know Nick as that guy who took the course and now does really fucking well. So you can be like Nick. You can do that. You can also take that course and do really fucking well. Now, what was it? Idia, you should send your dad into this one. I mean, you should send your dad on the course, not into this one. You send your dad over the top too many times already, Nick. It's your turn. Right, so this thing... Ugh. Oof. Hey, what? Nick, what happened? When was this? Back in 2020. Did you ask me about this back in 2020, Nick? Did that happen? Is that why this is here? Well, that's interesting. The monthly time frame back then. Is there any other drawings on this thing? Way back here. Oh, if it got to there, I suppose, but it never really got to there, did it? Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, Louise. If only it got to there. Or did it get to there? I mean, what happened, Nick? What was this? I can't remember. How can I be expected to remember that time, whenever that time was? Oh, sugar. It's taking me back to present day. Right, this time machine. It's a bit glitchy. Right, so basically their price action on this thing is rolling over, having gone through a period of sideways. You know, mostly this is sideways. Sure, there's a couple of higher highs, but mostly sideways price action. Boom. And that was 5 years. 5 years, all eaten up. Oh, dearie me. So on the weekly time frame, it's a downtrend. Daily time frame, it's not trending on the daily time frame. You have had this extreme high, and you've all come from it, an impulse move, which has left a fair value gap. It's put into this tightening formation, and price action at this stage probably does break, right? If it breaks back down again, then you'll likely see some sort of a crab harmonic come in and testing this idea of a lower low, right? And then that itself continuation could happen on the channel, and price action would then form like this grander channel. Just use the channel tool. It's not 1971 anymore, Tradespotter. Back in my day. Right, so we talked about these drawings, you lucky thing, and you don't need to see those drawings anymore. You are forbidden. This is forbidden. And so instead you're looking at that, right? Now, I'm saying that, you're not looking at that yet. What you're actually looking at the minute is get out of town line. You're looking at price action going along sideways here in this little bit of downward sloping resistance, and the question being, does it come back and test that horizontal, right? That would be continuation, this being one sort of a move but significantly lower than the previous peak where this thing dropped off. And we can even measure that out there, get it across. You've got your 886, the golden pocket. It's not even all like, this was your 886, this was your golden pocket, and those two peaks in now a continuation of a downtrend, right? That's the bears, that's the manifestation of the bears right there. So if this does put in that crab that I was speaking about, it'll come back down, it'll break that horizontal, and it'll continuation at this lower low, and it'll start forming that linear downtrend channel, and it'll be awful, right? That'll be awful if that's what happened. It's also possible that it breaks to the top side. As you can see, it is tracing this downward sloping resistance. That's better than skirting along the top of support, though it isn't too far away. You have managed to come in and not put in any particular dangerous warning signs on this leg of the RSI. But on the daily time frame, not too bad. On the 4 hour, let's get in about it. Let's get in and amongst it. What you like, price action? Here, did I tell you about this piece of shit called Liveperson, right? It's absolutely awful. It's not financial advice, because if it was, right, the advice would be stay away from it. It's terrible, but I don't give financial advice. But holy shit, holy shit, Liveperson thing, right? And it's not, people are like, meme stock, it's just about burning your money and throwing your money away and so on. That's not what it is, meme stocks, right? That's not what they're about. But you see this Liveperson thing, that's what that's fucking about. That's what that's about. That's exactly what it's about. That's what that's about. Fucking throwing your money away, burning it. That's what it's about. That's what I'm doing there. You don't want to take part in that experience. It's just a one-off thing. I'll be doing it. You just watch, like I say, entertainment. It's definitely not financial advice, because if it was, it'd be awful, really bad. But imagine it going to $30. It's insane. Can you imagine, eh? Oh, why is he even saying that? I know. It's bonkers. Right, so this downward sloping resistance line, it's real. It's so real. It's so real. Oh my god. So real. Right, obviously if price breaks it after 3-4 touches, whoa, that'd be super interesting. You're looking for it to come back and test 3.70. But really, it looks crap, doesn't it? It really does look crap. This is what's positive, is that when price action recovered here, the question was, is it bearishly divergent, right? Now, Nick will understand what I'm saying, because the RSI and price, right? Nick, you know what I mean? So you can explain that to your dad too, right? You telling me that's all you've got, mate? And it's like, oh, yes, oh my god, right? And you're like, no way, you've barely moved. And it's like, no, I've given you everything, and I took one of those 5-hour energy drinks or whatever, so that's takes 5 years off the end of their life just to give you those, and it still couldn't make it up enough that you would be able to discern that it even stood up yet, right? It looked like it still sat down. You're like, what? And yeah, that's it, really, for real. It's that weak. And so you would have been anticipating it being crap thereafter, right? When you pushed it over, just a light breeze. And that light breeze took it in at top side of the bearish control zone. It bounced with a motherfudding vengeance. A motherfudding vengeance. All the way through this formation, putting in a linear trend. The bounce then way higher than the previous low in the RSI price action. As I say, continuation of that linear trend, slightly lower than the previous low. That bullish divergence after that pent up move there, topside move, overbought, boom, overbought straight away, all the way up to 360 from one spot two. So this made a 300% move not too long ago, and it's currently experiencing a downtrend, and it's in a tightening formation. So while Liveperson was throwing your money away, right, and being a fucking crazy lunatic, it made more sense than entering this right now. Legit, it made more sense than entering this right now. Which, if it did come down here and put in that crab and whatnot, if you don't own this thing, don't buy this thing. If you're looking to manage your position on this thing, it's going to be tough, you know. In order to do that and be responsible without putting, you know, good money after bad, that's going to be a real tough decision to make. You know, it might be that you're relying on... Why is Idia doing this stuffing thing? What's that? Hey, anyway, so... let's go, you know, this like sideways price action. I'm just trying to say this because I know I'm speaking to more than just yourself and your dad, Nick. Though, shout out to Nick's dad. How you doing, my friend? You know, what a son you've got there, total legend. So you're looking at this thing, and the point I'm drawing with that there is that it's going sideways, right? It's just going sideways. We said when we got down at the daily time frame, it's not really trending, and it isn't trending anywhere. Like, it's not really trending anywhere. It's going through this ranging price action, and there's significant percentages, right? Like, it was down at 2.2, up at $3, down at 2.2, you know, then down at 1.1, then 3.4, then all the way down to 1.5, then all the way up to 3, like 100%, over and over and over in a sideways ranging move, and eventually then it will make a big move, right? Like it did on those other time frames. You know, because there was the potential. Where was the potential? What was the potential? Yeah, here it is. Here's the potential for an inverted head and shoulders. The problem with this inverted head and shoulders, which does work in terms of the, you know, shoulder, head, shoulder. So you've got most of what's going on there. You don't actually have like any sort of a neckline. Not really, right? Unless it's like Quasimodo, you know, bing bong, Quasimodo bing bong. You know, bing bong, and you're like, wow. I mean, at least he's got a job, right? At least he's got a job. Knowing the chief sandwich factory manager, he's not interested in employing him. So now we're like, oh, at least he's got, you know, him and his extremely strange head and shoulders. At least we've got him a position in the chart, right? At least we've got him that position, you know. So making plans for Quasimodo. You know, down in Birmingham, right? Making plans for Quasimodo. So that price action on this thing is a little bit stinky. Tight information. So the top side of the RSI, but price action, you know, slightly higher than this previous, important horizontal here, but not significantly. And again, speaks to the tightening here with the downward sloping resistance, and all of the horizontal levels of support are still what matters here, because it hasn't even put in one higher low, followed like a higher high followed by a higher low, with a higher high on the end that confirms it in the 1, 2, 3 sequence. You haven't even had that third one, because every time it gets a chance to confirm the sequence, it does the opposite of what's required, because it has not got a strong trend, and so it fails to capture the trend. And like, you're looking for warning signs that like it either breaks to the top side here, and then you can get excited when it starts making significant moves to take it back above 420. Break about 420, maybe you get some moves on it, and then it comes all the way up and tests 9. Maybe, right? Probably not though, in any short term frame. Get it past 4.2, yeah, maybe. 9, what is that? Yeah, 9. Maybe it goes to 9, right? And if it did go to 9, then flipping heck, you never know, Nick. Your dad could be laughing at you and thinking, gee, you and your poxy Gamestop, look what I did with this thing. Look what I did with this thing. You know, shout out to the next dad if that's the way it goes. Right, so this, like, you know, yeah, what a trade, eh? Amazing. Actually, you're really, like, Thanks very much for putting up with me on that one, Nick. The patience you showed there, really, really good. Yep, not even interrupting me or anything. So yeah, there is. Hope it's helpful. Let me know. Otherwise, right. What else? 2 is companionship. 3 is an army. What are we doing? We're going somewhere. Let's do it, guys. I'm ready. I'm ready. I need to stop sleeping next to the after hours price. Did you like roll over? He rolled over. He did it. He rolled over. He did it. Okay, so somebody asked about this thing, and I mean, because it wasn't me talking about it and it was them asking about it, they said something like, why is he talking about that shit? Something along those lines, maybe. I don't know, but they were asking after it. And I mean, it's just to tell you, there's your reversal formation. That's like the liquidity from what your non-Quasimodo head and shoulders looks like. There's the neckline here. Let's speculate that it's already broken it, that this is a retest of a downward sloping diagonal, which, you'd see, say, here. And, if that's true and it's come back up, it maybe comes in and tests the bottom side of that gap. It could even go to the 2618, right? Which is why I would suggest any complete bonkers person who thinks about trading this, and hopefully you don't, because that would be crazy. Any completely ridiculous person would probably think it makes an awful lot of sense to take profit there. Close enough is near enough, and if you know that, you'll always have enough. But that's not me. That's not what I'm doing. I was looking at 11, 30 bucks thinking, fucking hell, yo. But obviously, you don't trade it, right? Don't trade it at all, full stop. Never mind taking that suggested trade. That'd be bonkers. I don't want to have to, console you later when you're crying about how badly the trading decision you made was to go anywhere near this ticker, right? I don't want to have to deal with that, because this isn't financial advice and you shouldn't trade it. I'm completely happy to do this on my own. Totally happy. Fine, do it on my own, no problem. I don't even know what the company is, so I definitely don't think you should do it. Right, Liveperson, I don't know, right? But if there's actually a live person doing something at that company, I'd be surprised, right? Because, no, not just surprised, right? But I'll be impressed if that company is called Liveperson and the services they offer aren't a live person doing something for you, right? Because that would be far too fucking obvious, and that's not the future. Human beings doing jobs for people, that's stupid. No, if this is some form of AI, then maybe it's not a complete piece of shit. Maybe, right? I don't know. I'm not actually looking into it. In fact, don't even fucking tell me. I don't want to hear about it. That's telling me what they do is far too close to the fundamentals. Just shut up about them, alright? So don't talk to me about fundamentals on this thing. I don't even want to know what it does, so don't answer my question there. I don't want to know the answer. I'll forget about it by the time I've made the show, and I won't even have the curiosity to check myself. So don't tell me. But that's what I feel. I feel like if it is a live person doing it, and you can check it for yourself if you want to. If there is a live person that does anything behind that company, any live person at all, I don't care what their qualifications are, what their role is, what their tasks are, what their addressable market is, what the profit margin is, what their product is, what niche they've got, what unique sellable, nothing, no USP, no fucking pricing, no fucking cost basis, right? I don't give a shit. Earnings per share, earnings per fucking what are you talking about, right? I do not give a shit, right? I don't care, and I don't want to hear about it, right? But if they have a live person working there, that'd be stupid, wouldn't it? That'd be really stupid. I hope they don't. I'm still going to have to do this with it, because, I'm committed to it now, shucks. And if you have to do that, which I do, oh well, then, and you're not going to stop, which I am in, then, whew, well, I mean, I'll just have to go with it, right? But that'd be a shit idea. Hopefully they fire that live person, because they don't actually need to do anything, right? They should immediately, if it's costing them money to do that thing, shut down all operations, close the fucking doors, stop it, stop moving. You don't need to move, right? I'm taking care of it now, right, live person? You don't actually need to do anything anymore, live person, right? If it's costing you money and you've got a headroom and a runway, and that at some point you'll run out of money, and that your business is on this, and you're listening to this now, and you're in charge of Liveperson, you're the CEO, you're the board members, you've got some responsibility, fucking lock it all down, right? Lock it all down, keep paying the staff their wages, don't contribute anything to your cost basis, don't add any marginal utility, leave that, right? Don't try and invest for economic expansion, don't, right? I'm taking care of things, it's okay. When it gets back to 30, right? Then there'll be a real value proposition. You'll be able to raise cash, right? Things will change back then, back when prices are up there. But you don't need to waste your time right now. So what else did we get here? Minner put in something. He asked about something. What was it? Goes to Curry Bing Bong, became a member. Boom! Now we're really going places. Thanks, Curry Bing Bong. Good to see you, my friend. It was yourself. Here, also at the end of last show. Thanks for being here, Jamie. Dataway. Thank you very much. I got that. Just to say I got that near the end. Thank you, Moons, as well, from beforehand. Right, so Minner, $5. Bing Bong, motherfucker trucker. Motherfucker trucker, F-Cell. Now, F-Cell. Yo, spotter. Few, isn't it? Let me double check. F-Cell, what exchange did you want it on? I noticed it came up on a few. This is NASDAQ, that'll do, obviously. Right, so you've got this bullish divergence, W bottom RSI, it's pushing to the top side, it's got continuation divergence, but not really that problem because price is pushed above the previous high. There is a little bit of a gap there, it is on the 4-hour time frame, always pay attention to it, and it may well be then that price comes back down and tests in at around 0.727374. And it may well be that that's as low as it goes, sir, and so I would want to manage my risk just beyond that. I don't know if the prior low at 0.63 would be adequate. It's so very far away that you might be looking for a double bottom, and if you are, then you probably want to also try to get in at the bottom of that gap, and that means that you're going to have 2 entry attempts, so your total risk will need to be cut in half. You'll need to find an entry very close to that stop that you would have used and then half it, so half as close again, and then you'll need to do the same on the bottom to justify that 2 double entry. Using that one strategy, you would need to be cutting that cost of trade, or else then using that as you know, two of your limit on this one guy. Is it worth that kind of? In which case you would probably think maybe not, and you'd go for the lower entry, right? The lower than a double bottom. Possibly. That would also make sense because you haven't actually managed to do anything significant with regards to that downward sloping trend line. And since these lows in at around 0.61 up to 83, you know, that's already a huge percentage move at 55%, and people who could drive that price in that direction may decide that they're going to want to take it from these lows to those highs again. It would have been in this, broke out of it. The fact that it managed to make its way back in led it to test the top side there. You know exactly what I mean, Minner. And anyone who's watching along, not being facetious, he knows exactly what I mean when I give a nod to that. And speak like that, he knows what's going on because he's taking the course, right? So you've got this, also a Fibonacci extension, Pochom, 1618. Boom, look at that, right? You see, look at them long enough, your eyes just adjust, and that's amazing. Especially considering it's a dynamic ruler. So how does that even happen? I don't know. Just, you know, lucky people, lucky brains. So you've got a 382. That's obviously important with regards to this support, this resistance, right? And this definitive area because you had this guy. Right, and if it is that it breaks out of this formation, then where do you think it'll go and retest? Right, it'll confirm previous resistance as support in that sense, and you know, that'd be very possible. Likely does make it towards the golden pocket or in around 786, that previous fib. There, come back, test it. Very, very possible, wouldn't you say, Minner? So what was the question? Take a look at fuel cell. Oh, go into win one to look at CVS. F-cell. This is me taking a look at it, right? Yeah, so that's interesting. But see, if it does do that, right, you're also going to have that with that with that. And what is that? That, my friends, is a big dong. Bing bong, big dong on the charts, right? Previous we had Quasimodo, we had to give him a job. Because of that, right, and he's a really hard worker. We're going to leave him there doing his job, and we're going to take this guy over here and we're going to use him on the chart, right? So what we're looking for is this thing to put in a bing bong, big dong, and then turn around and go back up again. That all will be constituting the bottom part of a reversal. The whole move to take you up around 1618359. Holy shit. You know, I mean, I'm not going to push this here, do this sort of job, be involved in that sort of thing, because that's crazy. You guys, what you like, he's just manipulating the stock market and stuff. He's like, guys, what are you doing? You're not manipulating the stock market again. Guys, you're not up there fucking up the stock market, are you? You're not upstairs. That's what it's like. Parents all across the world yesterday, like her cousins and Like, hey, you're up there fucking the economy, are you? Get down here and get your dinner, fucking little Raj. He's up there. You see what little Timmy was doing? You see what he was doing? What was he doing? What was Timmy doing? Right? And then you know what she's like? She's like, he's up there. He was only up there fucking up the stock market. He's only up there fucking the world economy. Up there. He's not even cleaned his room yet. He's not even cleaned up. You know, that's what they were like. And you're like, yo, he's 45, right? He can leave his room like that. He's 45. You're like, who are these people? How does this narrative stack up? How do these ages work? You know, I don't understand myself. Is he 45? Why is he doing that? And why would he do that? He's supposed to be. I thought he was a capitalist. Why would he be doing this? Why would he do that to us? It was our stock market. It was ours, right? It was ours. We really cared. We upset now. That's what they're like, right? It's their stock market, and you did that, and that's really naughty. It's so naughty, right? You're so much trouble. You're in so much trouble. Do you know what you did? Right? So you're looking for that, and if it does break out of this thing, you wouldn't be completely out of crazy town to put. I was even Friday yet, because holy shit, it really needs to be Friday, doesn't it? It really needs to be Friday. Holy shit. So you're looking at that, and I mean, you know yourself, right? What's that? I mean, you know yourself, Minner. Up there, fucking up the economy. You like it? Chill out, man. You and Nick. Both of you. The Perry's. It's the bloody Perry's, isn't it? Right? See if this had all happened in the 80s. They'd have come in, they'd take your computer off you, and they'd put you in like a soft-ass jail, and they'd say, after you got out, you're not allowed to use the computer for 20 years. That's what they'd have done. And they'd have called it like communications fraud or some shit. And everyone would have clapped you to jail. They would have fucking clapped you to jail. And they would have said, yeah, good one. Don't let him use the computer. Because I don't know how to use a computer. So he shouldn't be allowed. That's what they're like. And now what's happening is, you know, you fucking up the economy. You just fucking up the world economy. Completely fucking the stock market. Destroying all this notion of fundamental value, completely fucking that, really fucking that, like properly destroying that idea now. Now that's the meme. The meme is now there is some fundamental intrinsic value driving prices. That's the meme, right? Because previously, you know, there was doubt that there was algorithms controlling price. There was a doubt. Now, those algorithms don't dictate the price, but they do interact with it, and they've a big implication for price. But that was our thesis, and everyone was like, you guys are fucking crazy. You're crazy that you think that people would try and manipulate prices on the stock market. And we're like, mate, the prices on the stock market move when they're manipulated. That's when they move, right? When there's price consensus and everybody's agreed that, you know, GameStop should cost $5,000, then GameStop costs $5,000. That's how many people want to sell it at that price. People want to buy at that price. It'll just stay at that price, right? When it starts moving, someone's manipulating it because they're interacting with it. Right, now price itself doesn't have a brain, so it can't be manipulated the way, you know, a toxic bloke would manipulate his girlfriend, or a toxic girlfriend would manipulate the, you know, or someone like would try and like teach a dog, right? That's not the way price works, right? You can't manipulate it that way. You can manipulate it the way you would a rubber ball, right? You can manipulate it in that kind of way, right? So, that's a bing bong dig big dong. You want it to go and break to the upside at 250. Currently it's F sell. It's a piece of shit and it's trading at 0.88, and it may well go there, right? Because there's shit all liquidity in the market. There's no way they can keep it down even off its own share price, creating this gravity that pulls it down more, because the liquidity in the system that facilitates that downward pressure, it's all being fucking evaporated, right? It's all being fucking evaporated because the climate change. It says, look there, an El Nino and El Bing Bongio fucking flying over, increasing the energy in the air and evaporating all the liquidity. Jeez, I really need to get some sleep. It's been like fucking 7 days and 3 hours, and this is insane, right? But we did it, right? And we did it, and I said it on Discord earlier. A lot of people worship, like absolutely worship Roaring Kitty and what he's done for GameStop, and that's interesting because it's interesting for a number of different ways. One of the things that is unusual though is that expression when really it's me that saw you and carried you and walked with you and knows the streets you walk, feels the pebbles that you feel underfoot when you do that daily trudge, right? I know all about your efforts at the cheese sandwich factory. I know your name, don't I, mate? And you know mine. I know the streets you walk, 'cause I walk them too. I know the sag in your shoulders, and I lifted you up, and I carried you home. I took you across that finish line, and I never let you down, right? So that's interesting. It's interesting when you can turn to each other, and everybody in our community can turn to somebody and say, thanks, you helped me. You really fucking helped me. Everyone in our community can't, and I'd like to see more of that happening. And I also know that not everybody was able to take advantage of the move. So I want you to help each other move forward together as a team, step by step together as a team. And in doing that, you honour me and what I put into you, and the fact that, like I say, I know that sag in your shoulders. I carried you across the last bit of that race. You might not have made it, right? Maybe you wouldn't have fucking made it. So, definitely now at the end of that epic marathon where you couldn't even take a break, because would you do so, your feet would swell up and you'd never move again. You need to now take a rest and lie down. And as you do, watch me fuck the rest of them with this thing. I don't know why it is that it's going to happen. I don't know why. What is it even called? Is it this? Yeah, that's it. See, that's how little I even care about it. I don't even remember the ticker. And, seriously, it's the main point of today's show. And it's, just to be clear, LPSN, don't go anywhere near it. Don't trade it. It's not going to work in terms of, work, the business, generate. I don't know. Maybe it does. I don't actually know it does, so I can't say that for sure. But I don't care if it does, right? I never care about. I will never tune into. Well, I might tune into an earnings call because it might do something stupid, and if it did, I'd laugh and laugh and laugh, right? You know, especially if I say we, but you better not, became a significant shareholding in this fucking thing, then I'd be on the earnings call living it fucking up. But that's completely absurd. You'd have to exercise at all those levels and be completely bonkers. And does it sound like I would do something like that on such a serious proposition? Anyway, you really don't want to be trading this. It'd be bonkers. Really would be. What did we miss out on here? I'm sure somebody asked about something else. CVS, that's what it is. What is this show? This guy's crazy. This guy's crazy. CVS. I'm going to also check in with the Gamestop. Chill out, guys. Oh, look, CVS. We've got some drawings. That makes it easier. Shut up. What? When did I draw this? Because price is gosh darn insane. Did it? Is there some way? There is. What's happened? I mean, there's no way that I drew this was down here. When was that? April 30th. That was a couple of weeks ago. I haven't looked at this in the last couple of weeks. Right, so I want to see how this happened. Here, when was that? Maybe a month ago, right? But I don't remember it then. Like I say, 7 days, 3 hours, or is it 3 days and 7 hours? I think that's that one. I think it's 3 days and 7 hours. And so, yeah, I wanted to see what happened. Right, chances are, it may well be that it was back here that we looked at it. Right, it might be. I can't say though, because this stuff is so goddamn fucking accurate in here. So we'll say there. Yeah. So what happened with this spotter? What happened to the spotter when he was looking at this thing? I'm just gonna imagine that this is real. If it isn't, then fuck it, probably is. I do real shit like this all the time. Man, I might even have done it before all of this. When did it happen? Hey, this would be fun to see. Anyway, go for it, mate. What did you do then? Oh, interesting. It's just interesting that, and then that's the failure string, is it? Is it gonna break? Did topside move? Jeepers creepers, topside move from here. Tradespotting. Holy shit, this thing's gonna go crazy. Chuck your house on it. Oh my god. Oh my god, and it's gone. Well, hurry up, would you? That's a continuation divergence. It's gonna go again. Oh my god, this thing. Yeah, goodness gracious me. Where's that? That is. There it is there. Cheers. And you're off. Come on, for goodness sake, price. I thought you'd be a lot quicker than this. People are trying to watch GameStop. They're here for GameStop price. Hurry up. Replay speed 10x is not fast enough. We're going to the 4 hour. We're going to the 4 hour and we're back at it. Full speed. Boom. That's wicked. We had a bit of that, eh? Bit of that price action. Bit more of that, eh? So I was trying to turn around there and catch what looks like a golden pocket. It doesn't. Down at that 786. Why would it stop there? It would go to 886, which it did. It's just down here, which is that previous low. So I see what happened now. Price action went in, tested an area of liquidity, potential bounce zone. Had it managed to continue that threatening uptrend, you would have seen it back at around 92. Instead, moving down to 50. Hugely bullishly divergent, massive gap to the top side, absolutely absurd. Absolutely, sir. You've got this downward sloping resistance, which broke through. That's interesting, right? Well, not the most bullish thing that ever happened in the history of the stock market. He's up there fucking up. You know what he's doing, don't you? You know what he's doing up there, don't you? In his room. You know what he's doing up there in his room all that time, don't you? He's fucking up the stock market again. Again? It was only yesterday. And again, you know, and then fucking hell, he is too. You know? Right, so that downward sloping, that resistance, that's interesting. But yeah, this is a bear flag without the pull, possibly. That's how bad it is. It's like, I don't even need a pull. I'm going to go down here and flap around on my own like a total fanny. That's what it's doing. Out here in the wild, wild west, flapping around like a poor big fanny. I mean, I want to not hate it on. I know I want to not hate on it because it's probably, like, you know, in terms of like business, it's probably quite a good one. In terms of businesses overall, it's probably quite a good one. I know that 4 hour time frame makes it look scary there, but putting it in context, even coming down to trace that trend line, that's like a higher low, and then weekly, look, it was fucking fantastic, right? I mean, at all of these times, people are scared, right? Scared. Right, shat their pants there on that double bottom, came up, held the top side of the bearish control zone. Here, shat their fucking pants again, bullishly divergent, came back up inside this for channel. Right, I can maybe draw that differently, who gives a flying shit? It's perfectly illustrative. Again, with that double bottom, bullishly divergent, like continuation formation, tightening pattern, breaks to the top side, that retracement of the previous thing, looking at look, every low is testing the prior high. Whoops, there it is, get back in your box. This low, this is what it is like. You go up to the weekly time. You want to buy CVS, right? You're probably a good idea, right? Probably. It's not fucking financial advice. You may have gathered that this show, especially this episode, isn't financial advice. And my tone, my intention, the persona that you're perceiving, this whole experience is dramatically different from how I would approach trading or, of course, helping other people learn to trade better. This is not that. In this brief section though, I will go back to the serious mode and point out that if you want to buy CVS, then a really good way of doing it is going to the weekly time frame and looking for these areas where lows come in, they test prior highs, and you've got like support, right? These areas of support are testing what was a prior high on a previous uptrend, and so you get a new uptrend. Price action moves to the side. You want to get it here, where it's tested that previous high, or down here, where it's testing, whoops, there it is, where it's testing these previous highs, right? And then it goes on up again, comes down again, there, testing these previous, that is this high, right? Goes up here, comes back down, this, where is that? It's this high, right? And then up here, comes back down. Where is this high at then? Where is this high at? It's butter. You obviously want to be managing your risk, because although this is what happens, and it's what always happens, it really is, it's what always happens, it won't always be what happens, though it is true to say this is happening at the minute. And then you're looking at that retracement and this prior high, which is where price action got to. So maybe it comes like, you know, tested in around these levels and then goes like it's done it. Came back down again. We looked at this already, spot. Came down, it's tested that high here. It's probably, you'd say that that's, you know, that's, it's a question mark. If it's gone beyond that, has it gone beyond those levels? Has it gone beyond it significantly enough? Is that even really the peak there that you'd be looking at? Well, this guy didn't manage to put in a higher high yet. Here, from this. Oh, he did. He is higher. That is higher. Pardon me. A lot of circles. This circle, get back in your box, is there now. That is higher. This is a higher low still. Sheesh. What's that saying behind the drawing? That's loosely divergent. Oh my goodness gracious me on the weekly time frame. So to burn that off, it'll come down and it'll test 43. Or that's it, done it, and it's going to start moving up. 4 hour, close that gap up around 68, break up. So if you're not in it yet, you can wait and you can see if it breaks down there and then just be like, well, it's not along right now. Though CVS, like I don't even know about CVS on a very deeply familiar basis because they're very far away. But I do understand that they offer pharmaceutical services and they do it in convenient locations, and they now are getting a larger addressable market because of the lack of doctors and the distribution of healthcare. The way of making it more efficient and more on demand, more immediate and more accessible is through things like CVS and that pharmacy model. So it's going to be huge and the markup's fucking massive, and you know what it's like if you live in America, you're paying through the nose, mate, paying through the nose. So, fundamentals, maybe there's a real reason for it. On the daily time frame back where we were previously, got lots of different reasons why at this low, oh my goodness gracious me, at these lows, you would say that that's an unusually strong move. This is potentially offering up a degree of opportunity now. If it isn't completely breaking down, then this is a huge opportunity to move into something that's going to immediately go back up 10%, 20% more. And over the piece, maybe continue an uptrend, which here on the monthly, you can get worried about that peak being divergent all you like, but this peak was divergent, like between here and here. Here and here, and all of that led to these lower moves, which is what's happened here too, right? That's also divergent. It's like a failure swing at that point, which means it's going to come back and test the trend, and there's the fucking trend line there. That's the trend line it's testing. And so yeah, probably that, and look at that arrow there, and that move to, yeah, it looks brilliant. So that's it. That's a great answer. What was the other questions? No other questions. Hey. Boom. Yes. Thank you very much. I want to say a big shout out to Jake, total legend, and want to say thank you very much for all the hard work you've been putting in recently and all the things you do for everybody else. We all appreciate you. All really grateful. Thanks, Jake. Thanks for all of the TA on CVS Tradespotting. You're welcome. Go win. It's yourself, Joe. Go win. Why was I saying Minner? No, that was because Minner was looking at F-Cell. Chaz, he's better not tonight. The Knicks are none. The Knicks and Knucks are none. Thanks for the thinking from the Donda Era's Jamie. Yes, he is a phony, a fraud, a thief, and indeedy doody. No, innit? American Truther. Imagine Rory Kenty went live. You mean to stream this show? He was like, holy shit, Tradespotting's on. I better nip onto the computer, flip open the old Streamlabs or OBS, load window capture, put Tradespotting on, and then put it out on this channel because holy shit, what's really entertaining stuff, and that would be properly intelligent move, Rowan Kitty. We know you would love to do that, Rowan Kitty, but because you've did that deep pull thing, you got that new fair weathered kitty thing, you got that fair weather kitty thing on the game, so you maybe a little bit tentative, right? But if you're only looking for uptrends, right, that's a good system. It's a good way of reducing risk. I understand. I feel like I can't even watch because I'm a bad luck charm. But yes, Dan Ernest. Yo, Dan Ernest. How's it going? You're the man. Always has been. Always will be. Yo, Anichiro. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. He's from South of Portugal. Lucky lad there. It's nice, isn't it? Where Almeria. What's it called in there? What's it called? Oh, it's in Spain. What's the south of Portugal? What's Allegra? That's not it. What's it called? Is it Almeria? Is it? It's nice down there anyway. Pretty warm though. It's isn't it? What about Portugal in the interior? Empty, empty. So it is. Great swaths of emptiness. Rocket, cool. Portugal has no tax on crypto, which is cool. Yes, hell. What the hell and holy goodness gracious me. It's also got the largest emigration, the largest outward immigration, it's called emigration, of any country in Europe. So the largest one. Portugal? Like what? You know, places like Greece exist, right? You know, where like youth unemployment is like close to above a quarter of all of them. Nah, sorry, no job at the cheese sandwich factory today. You know, go and hang out at the roundabout, which is also known as the bank, and that's so that exists. But people more eager to leave Portugal. It's got an amazing beach all along it. Evening all, evening all. So it's great to see everybody. What else is what we're going to look at? Did we get to Gamestop yet? I don't know if we did. I can't remember. Like I say, 7 years, 3 seconds of sleep, something like that. So there was a number of things to look to on GameStop. We talked about it on the PP show last night, and I definitely should give a shout out to PP for having me on. It was great. Like, they were really welcoming, kind people, and real positive experience. He was a real gentleman. Everyone else was there, was very accommodating and made space and time for me, which I thought was really kind because I was obviously Britain slightly earlier than them. And then they let me talk for ages, which I don't know if I would have been able to shut up that long. They all did a great service to me there. And I was able to explain a number of things about the technical analysis, pardon me. So one of those things that I think is important to note was, and it's worth paying attention to, Ucopy did, shout out to Ucopy for making a couple of points, which I'll touch on as I go through this now, right? So you're pushing into the top side of the bullish control zone and then some, right? This is called the RSI. It's the relative strength index. I would like to describe it as the power behind the price. And so here it is. It's pushing to levels on the daily time frame now where it's only ever been, right? Now I'll put this in and drop it on the top. There it is. 93.59. So you're rounding that up. The relative strength index on GameStop is at, rounded number, 94, right? Which, is fucking insane, right? That's what that is. That's insane. And that's coming from me, who knows all about the Swan Dragon. Right, so here's it broke it once before. Guess when that was? It was in January 2021. And here it got close, but no cigar. Again here, close, but no cigar. So it's been here once before. Once. It actually went a little bit further, as you can see, right? So that's the peak, and that's up at 102. 100. That's up at holy shit, call the police. That's where that is. That's up at holy shit, call the police. Holy shit, shred that. That's at the price where it's like, holy shit, shred that, shred everything. Like, I'm off, set the fucking carpet on fire as you leave via the helicopter pad. Sorry everybody. It's a difficult moment. It's really hard. This is really scary. It's difficult for me too. I'm having to burn down my skyscraper, So I'm sorry. I know some of you are not going to make it. Some of you are going to die. But it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. And they chuck in the fire, and they fucking take off in their helicopter as they watch, and they're like, they're still shouting out. They open their helicopter door and they're like, make sure you fucking shred that shit. But they can't even pay it, right? So that's what you get when the RSI is at 102 on GameStop. Shocking, so it is. Anyway, it's right up there, pushing in that direction again. Point being, once it gets to these levels, it's extremely likely that that's a warning sign that you might be needing to just pause. The rate of acceleration behind the price may need to itself reduce, at least in a logarithmic fashion, in order to give that little bit of a space for there to be more expansion subsequently, right? The contraction and expansion of price action, because of the momentum behind it, will be relative to the market participants buying it to close or limiting, entering, adding to the books, and how that interacts with price. This extra dimension we get in the RSI it needs to be that it comes down a little bit, right? Price action doesn't necessarily need to, right? It doesn't need to come back down as the RSI does, right? Doesn't need to, and I'll show you, like here's this time it nearly got to those levels on the RSI. Where is it? 2013. So price action, RSI, it got to like stupid levels, right? Got to stupidly high levels here, up at around those $90 again, right? Up at around 90, it's not dollars, right? Imagine. Go, yes please then. No, it's not $90. It's the RSI. And it pushed up, sorry, I've got something in my eye. It pushed up towards that level, right? 90, and then subsequently, you can see it came all the way back down to the depths of hell in at around 33. And in that, price action didn't really do that drastic a move. I mean, it did, obviously, but in context, not that much. And ultimately, it didn't really matter because, you know, it was part of an uptrend. Price kept going up. So that was one of the times when price was putting in such performance, it left the RSI at these levels. And subsequently, you had another time, but that was in 2021. And the squeeze where price action changed significantly, partly because the buy button was taken away. Now, the buy button being taken away is also the equivalent of like the sell button being taken away. If nobody's able to buy it, nobody's able to sell it, right? You'd think, wouldn't you? You know, because if they're still selling it, but nobody's able to buy it, who are they selling it to, right? Who are they selling it to if we're not able to buy the thing, right? You know, are they just in, you know, they just like Timmy, right? Only they're wearing suits and they're doing it in an office. You're in there fucking up the stock market, aren't you? Yeah, they are. They were that whole time, and it was your mum and dad. It was you, little Timmy. You do, and you were getting the blame for this, right? But all you were doing, like previously, they were in there doing it with neck attire, right? So downward sloping resistance, cross price action after that. So shout out to the guys with the neck attire. You really made yourselves obvious. So at that point, you're looking at this thing, and RSI at that stage, it's going to come back down. Price action is definitely going to make a retracement back down again. If it goes through the 236, it'll go in, it'll test that trend line. Did do that, and then it bounced, bing bong. It definitely bounced. Again, you got like. So you don't need me to describe the history of GameStop price action post 2021. What you're looking for there is the RSI to put in bullish divergence. That is continuation divergence too, so that the retracement on price isn't as severe as that on momentum, so that you can tell, well, the people who pushed it there, the people who put that effort in, they weren't able to make as much of a difference as those people on the other side. So now that we have that information about the relative strength of each of these thoroughbreds, I'm going to put my money on the stronger one. Right, and price, that's what it does. It does that. Price puts its money on the stronger one. Fucking holy shit. So, yeah, you're looking at that, and the question is this a turnaround point for momentum? Probably. If so, does that mean that price collapses? Not necessarily. Of the two examples that we showed, one of them price did, the other price continued. This is a breakout move that hasn't yet exceeded previous highs, so there are targets above. It has reached those significant ones we outlined recently on the PP show, so there's that to be talking about that. And so momentum, right? But that momentum's measured on the daily time frame, and this is a shout out to you, Copy, and his point about the fact that momentum does at this stage perhaps seem to be going through an oscillation. Now, you may well be right, but you can see what happened ultimately since that daily peak on the RSI that we identified earlier. And we said price continued on moving up, and it did on the daily time frame, but that was the signal of a new phase with regards to the strength behind price. That happened again here. Price action moving down to a point where it expanded. Price action here moving down to the point where it expanded. You got that same signal on the RSI on the daily. On the monthly, it's not quite as high as it was then. And putting it in context, nor is it as high as it took GameStop to get to $10 in February 2001. So that's very interesting. Now that we're here, right? Now that we're here, I think nearly every one of them was a little bit revealing. Anywho, so you're looking at this now. It's gone from a period of contraction to a period of expansion using that measure on the RSI. It doesn't actually provide you with much utility on the monthly time frame, the RSI, because the look back period on it, the way in which it's used, the implications is that it's derived from first looking to other things such as the trend, and the fact that the trend's always different at each of those points from the current period of analysis. So the utility in using it is very low, and then the comparison between the two won't derive any effective evaluation. So it's very difficult to make any use of it other than to say that when it peaks on the daily, it does then go into a monthly pullback phase, and that might be what we're seeing here. It's also true to say though that price doesn't need to stop moving immediately when you see the signal, because on one occasion of the two that we're measuring, it did keep going, though on that monthly time frame it still did start to come back again eventually, even if that was, you know, a few months later, right? A few months. So what was that? Started in May, ended in September. This one started in May. Does it end in September? Does price action try and go through these oscillations, staggering up, testing previous highs? Does it? Maybe. Maybe. Not the point you're looking for. Today you want to know, can I manage my position in Gamestop Tradespotting? Can I do it? Can I do it? And a lot of people have this question. Very good question. Oh, can I make money off of Gamestop right now? What's happening? Well, you know, that's definitely possible. That's definitely a possibility. You know, don't think you need the siren call of Tradespotting to say that it's a possibility, and that recent evidence would suggest possibly. What I would say is that you need to manage your risk. If you watch this channel, it's probably not the first time, probably aware of what's going on, probably already got GameStop. So it's about managing the position you've already got, and that's up to you. You've earned the right to do it in the way that suits you. No one will be able to tell you how to manage your GameStop position. They never have been. They never will be. I'm certainly not going to fucking do that, right? No danger, right? Far too much respect for you. You do whatever you want to do. I'm here to, you know, tell you that when you do it too, fucking congratulations, whatever you did, whether it was nothing or something. Well done. You know, congratulations. So this has been putting in these moves. They're pretty obvious what it is. It gaps up because, right, they can't handle it, right? Of course they can't. They have to close, they have to cover, they have to take some mitigation, because, like I say, if they didn't, everyone and their granny knows about GameStop now, and you'd lose all your clients. If you're a short hedge fund or a sewage train positioned ahead of what this is about to do, then if it wrecks you and you lose your clients' money, they're never going to trust you again, because everyone in the world knew about it, and it was described as an idiosyncratic risk, which means that it can cause atypical reactions in the market, which means that they can't be controlled or quantified based on historical data. It doesn't mean, you know, to say idiosyncratic risk doesn't mean that it's an uncontrollable wild beast that's going to undermine the other side of the game, right? That's not what the word idiosyncratic means, okay? You know, no offense, right? No offense to anyone who doesn't know what the word idiosyncratic means. But it seems to be everyone who ever fucking invested in GameStop, right? Hello, guys. Use a fucking dictionary, read a fucking book. Idiosyncratic doesn't mean it's going to sneak up on the short hedge funds when they're asleep. It doesn't mean insidious. It doesn't mean uncontrollable. You'd have to be like that stupid badass trader or the fascist crowd that follow Morantz to be getting away with that level of lack of IQ. You'd have to be, right? You'd have to be that dumb, you know, that willingly blind to actually walk through life believing things like that. Everyone else, you're capable of looking in a dictionary, checking your evidence, being at least a little bit aware, and idiosyncratic doesn't mean that. It means that it's not predictable based on previous data. That's all it means, right? No crazy, right? So when somebody describes it as that, as somebody was to describe me as vocacious, loquacious, and incredibly interesting, you know, that doesn't, you know, that you can't say, right, oh my God, you know, that means and just invent some meaning to those words that you've never experienced before, that you don't know. So you're like, well, that sounds like he's saying, viv, like, you know, You can't do that. You can't just say, well, this word sounds like that word and I know what that word means, so I'll just put those two meanings together and fucking go on with my day. No, you have to work out the difference. Each word has the reason for existing in the first place. Unless you want to join like fucking, what's that crowd called? You know, they would prefer the dictionary have less words, generally speaking. No speak. The no speak crowd. They're like, we work. They're like, we don't work. They're like those we don't work guys, but they don't even want to talk, and they definitely don't want you talking. And they'd rather have a good tight grip on the country's propaganda, the society's narrative. The best way to do that is to just have less words. So you yourself using far too many idiosyncratic. That's one of them, right? It's out of your league level. It's out of your word cab. It's in the top shelf of the word cabinet, and it's too high for you to get to. But what you can do is you can grab this dictionary off the middle shelf and stand on that. It'll help you reach it, and it doesn't mean that it's going to kill your enemy. It means that you can't predict it with past data. So why did we get onto that topic? It was because you interrupted me. Right, now stop doing that because it'll make me lose my train of thought. So you're looking at this thing, there's gaps back to the bottom side. It could definitely come back and fill them. It typically would do, but it's going through these moves post-market because the other side of the trade can't hold it because it presents an idiosyncratic risk. So they don't know how to anticipate these future moves, so they close their position. If they're doing that post-market, there's a lack of liquidity. There's also that everybody's buying it on Robinhood. When you buy it on Robinhood, it opens higher the next morning across the board because the notional price is going straight up because that's the national best bid offered on their platform is immediately higher. So Robinhood are driving the price of GameStop up because of their restricted, pooled post-market pricing system and how people are trading it between each other. And so the national bid best offer opens up higher, price opens up at a gap, everybody shorting the trade's fucked. They try to get into the trade the next day, opens up at a gap, everyone's fucked again, beyond their stop loss, those positions are about to get liquidated, pushes it higher, and that keeps happening over and over and over until such times as some regulator steps in and says, hey, stop it, you know, the game is rigged, themselves the puppet controlling everything. So you have to watch when that's coming, that being an act of God, and you can't anticipate when they're going to intervene. You've also got the nature of this being a very volatile stock, the fact that there's important closes coming up, and there's also important dates happening and out in the general market at large. There's also other opportunities and plays moving, and you want to be keeping an eye on everything that's going down because there's this other thing, right? Did I tell you about it? It's this ridiculous, like, anyway, you know what I was going to do, and I won't put you through it again. Where are you at then? What have you been saying? 2211. I'm sure I started this show fucking hours ago. They have to have the shares for their customers. They have to. Who? That asshole arm for a sec. What are you doing, man? Yeah, what are you doing? You're not. Jose isn't following that guy Aaron that attacks you and me. You know, Rocky, I love you. You're the purpose and fucking parity of my life. I mean, if someone watching this show is supporting that guy who attacks you, how could they do that? They wouldn't do that. That won't be happening. Especially not someone who's a moderator here. That wouldn't be happening. This is not possible. If it is, that would be like ripping my heart out. Someone is not doing that. This is not financial advice, Nicholas Dull says. Good to hear it. That's good to know. Good to know, thank you. And Witham, listen to him right now. Listen to him. Listen! Gapping will happen, so get in before expensive, you know. Nicholas Dull, that is financial advice, telling people to get in because of and gapping. So, and it's irresponsible too. You can't tell people what to do like that. And nor should you. Like in this community, that would be undignified, right? That's like walking into the top level team in the top division and telling the players what to do. And they'd be like, check this guy out, what? Right, that don't work. Here, okay, crop priest. Nicholas, that's good. That's a good message, Nicholas. Okay, everybody, see what Nicholas just said? Listen to that. That's important. Then they see now the elite people are turning around. They're like that. Hey, who is this guy? He's got some good shit on the go. You know, like this Nicholas guy, right? Maybe he can join the team. Surely no Tradespotting, right? But apparently, yeah. Surely not Tradespotting, but apparently, yeah. Apparently true. Targets on the upside. Who is this? It's a slip of hot kitty. Never. I told no one to do nothing. See, he's a smart man. He read it in the book. He knows nothing. He read it in the book. He told nobody to do nothing, and he will not stand for it. No, sirree. Not Nicholas. No. And that's why we got his back. We got your back, Nicholas. What are you saying? Targets on the upside? Targets on the upside. Eh? That's like breakfast or something. That's like you walk into a diner in America they're like, "Hey, Jamie, targets on the upside." I'm like, "Ah, fucking right," and go straight to my table, and then it gets served to me with eight big massive cups of coffee, and here you go, Jamie. Here's your targets on the upside, and I'm like, ah, fucking legend. Every day, it's amazing. It's why I have such a great time every morning. Thanks for reminding me of it. Cheers. Pertman, yo, when I was here 2 weeks ago, you were talking about unusual options, Floa. Hello, Pertman! You return. The return of the Pertman. He was here 2 weeks ago. Return of Pertman. Woo! He was watching the option flow. Woo! Here, I could do that as a job, right? If this gig doesn't work out, I'm going to do that as a job. That sort of shit. So somebody with the technical targets to the top side, Tradespotting, where are those amazing technical targets to the top side? I heard they were terrific. Hey, I'm doing it. I can't even help myself. It's happened. Oh no, I wasn't supposed to tell all my students to buy a game and vote Biden. Damn. And vote Biden. Vote Biden. You weren't supposed to tell all your students to do that. No, I don't know. Like based on my reading of the situation, that's what Biden wants you to do. He wants you to tell your students that. I think that's what Biden wants you to do. And he's the current president. And I think he would want you to do that. Right? Now, I'm not saying I would do that if I was a teacher, but there's definitely worse. I know it will really desperately offend some people, but there are worse things you can do than telling your classmate to vote, your classes, your students, whatever. I mean, that's not really ethical, let's face it, but hey, whatever. You're telling your students to vote for the current president. I mean, the most powerful guy in the country is the president, so he's not going to mind. And he's got the right to pardon you if you did anything wrong. So that's probably like one of the things that, in terms of like bad shit that you could do, that's probably one of them. You could probably get away with that. You know, what's the worst that could happen, right? Well, it would be that Biden didn't get elected, and then Trump comes for you, and he comes right into your classroom, and he has a word with you, and then you get detention. That's what might happen. Boom. Hi, Tradespotting. Hi, Shake Your Booty. How you doing, buddy? Miss Month, and it's like I never went away. Fucking, you just look at this. Yo, shake your booty. And then you're not allowed to. Neither is anyone, especially not yourself. You've got an important job to get on with. With this nonsense thing, I'm going to do it, right? You don't have to worry about it. Have we got electronic hours on the go here? Here, it's coming down. It's not really coming down yet. The idea is it will though. And then you'd be able to get, and you don't even want it there, right? You probably want it lower. Like, that's just me trying to get, you don't even really want it here. There's a 236. Like, you probably wouldn't want it. Like, you know what I mean? This is definitely not financial advice. Anyway, imagine, right? $29, $11, right? 2 spot 22, right? Come on. Don't get carried away. Yeah, $29, right? Millions and millions. No. So, that's interesting. What else has been happening? Well, people want to be checking out. No, they didn't ask me for GameStop or AMC. Nobody wanted that. I just happened to look at those things, but you guys didn't want to look at GameStop or AMC, I don't think, right? I don't think he did. I don't think anyone did. So 13,525 from Go went a win with the 25 blabs, Minner with the 5 blabs, Donna Bell with 13.99. And then earlier we had Nick with the 50 blabs. So that's pretty good, supporting the show. Thank you very much. I appreciate those folks who were able to. They were able to, and that makes a big difference, Obviously, you'll have seen me giving advice and helping carry people across the line. So the ability to make the most of moves on price action to someone like myself who has the skills, the goddamn natural born talent, and was well and truly in the mix, I make a sacrifice to be here with you. So those people who are able to turn around and support the show, I make no bones about it. It's a community supported show. I'm the one that puts in the energy and the effort, and I shouldn't be the one who has to pay for the costs. So those people who help me with that, I appreciate you, and I know that it's a damn sight easier today than it has been in any of your past. And part of the reason is because of what we've been working on here together. So That includes your friends and allies in the chat box who also like the show, and they too appreciate it when you're able to chip in and support it. So when you hit the like button, that's one way of doing it. Though it means fucking shit all, because the YouTube algorithm isn't going to like me no matter how many times you hit it long term. They'll always come back for me, because you don't want to be leaving someone like me in charge, right? You don't want. They can't even take a fucking holiday because they know what will happen if they leave Tradespotting in charge. It's what you want to happen. It's what you would really like to see. So keep hitting the like button, but also consider supporting the show. Thank you very much for watching, and do not trade Liveperson, right? Don't fucking do it.